Chilling wet winter weather followed a dry, extremely hot summer here in the eMalahleni area. Certainly not ideal for growing maize. Yet nothing keeps this man down. His ID states Zondiwe Paul Motswene, but he's known as David after boxer David Brown because he'd always had that winning spirit in him. He grew up on a farm in the 1950s, still plowing with oxen. After a successful career path in the educational, corporate and business world, David found his way back to farming. The oxen have made way for a range of equipment. Mechanization is now the name of the game, and the maize yields are light years removed from what they gathered as children. Here, with young Karabu by his side, he is in his element, balancing inputs with outputs and making future plans. He leases 380 hectares through the government's PLAS program and an additional 190 hectares of private land in the Bronkhorstspruit area. Close on 300 hectares are arable, used mainly for maize, with soya and dry beans as rotation crops.
Before you start doing anything in farming, you must understand your land. You must know exactly what's required. Just like any business, you need all the various factors to consider.
When he first arrived on this farm 5 years ago, the soil was nutrient poor. With Grain SA's Yuri Mens there to advise, they climbed in and made corrections. And Karabu now stays onto it. Having studied agriculture and working at Sidara before joining David on the farm, he's always keen to work through the detailed soil sample results. Their inputs and care are paying off. They've seen the maize through the past dry season, and the market is waiting. Well managed and growing on all levels, this farming operation is ready to go to the next level. Hoping for a 30-year lease agreement, they're planning to set up silos where they are currently using a grain dam system. They also want to streamline the livestock side and introduce several value-adding elements.
If you look at farming, the input cost is decided by whoever decides, the manufacturer, and we as farmers buy at the cost from their shop supplier's price, but when we sell, somebody has to determine the price for us. So the best thing is to do value adding. Manufacture your own feed, manufacture your own maize meal that you can sell. That's when the farm will be profitable.
Yet, with primary production still the starting point, they're concerned about industrial expansion in the area.
The farming business is going very well. It can go very far. But with the mines, they are going up like mushrooms. So that worries me, whether tomorrow we'll have food. Imagine running around here with R1 million in your pocket looking for half a bread. You can't get it. That's what I foresee could happen in the future.
A wise man this. After all, he's sure been around the block. Even in winter, the mountainous Eastern Free State makes for spectacular scenery. From a farming perspective, however, the contours can be rather challenging. But to Miceli Letuka, each hectare of arable land is precious and farmed with care. He has a 6-year lease contract on 200 hectares in the Castell area, productively used for planting maize in rotation with soya and dry beans.
To be a successful farmer, you must have your planning very correct. Timing is very important. Then after timing, the chemicals that you use, the marketing is an overarching one. So if you don't have good strategy for marketing, then you'll be lost.
And with yields above the drought average, he's set to make the most of the season's marketing opportunities. Miceli's farming operation includes a diverse livestock factor in Kwakwa, where he has access to 300 hectares of shared grazing and also markets baled feed to other farmers in the area. In fact, this is where his farming journey started, leading to him being a founder member and current provincial coordinator of the National Emerging Red Meat Producer Organization. All round, he plays an active role in organized agriculture, using his educational background to boost farmer development.
Some people are not so exposed to education. So if we get somebody who can lead them, so it makes them to be better informed.
Believing in the power of knowledge, he continuously hones his skills through Grain SA's training courses and personal interaction with Graham Engelbrecht. In turn, he shows his workers the ropes.
Mechanically, the speed of a tractor plays a very important part. When you calibrate the planter, you use the speed, but drivers have a tendency. When they get into the field, they change forward. They put an extra gear forward. So that increases the space between the seat. So this year I was there sitting and said, no, you cannot change. Keep the same gear. So the population remained constant.
Through his hands-on production approach and meticulous financial management, Miceli is creating a firm base for growth. But getting together the hefty deposit needed to buy land is not that easy.
Land is, to me, it is a challenge. All other things I can see because we do have finances and everything, but banks did hard cash deposit, which is very much impossible to raise at one time.
For now, he divides his time between Kwakwa and Kestel, between the beautiful cattle and crops, thriving on his care. Productive and business-minded, 36-year-old Tipa is bringing in the harvest big time. But the black gold didn't come rolling in overnight. In fact, it's his ability to overcome adversity that led to his success. Growing up on the farmlands of the Tabanshu area, Frans lost his parents at a young age and was left to make his own plans as he ventured out into the world. In 2006, he teamed up with Grain SA's Johan Kriel, which led to a rewarding journey that brought into his life a different farming family and new perspectives.
Ke mona mekeleng teng ke thuto ya Grain SA ya holo then ke se ke le farmera e kholo jwale then ka baka la thuto tsele di tse ke di rutweng ke Grain SA.
The Mukwenas farm on 2,200 hectares, a combination of private leased land and land acquired through the government's PLAS program. They run a diverse, cleverly integrated enterprise, with Frans in charge of the crops, beef cattle and sheep, while his petite yet dynamic wife Agnes is focused on the egg production, a solid business line with 500 layers. Agnes also sees to the dairy and admin side of this growing family business. Always taking heed of soil requirements, Frans fertilizes and feeds with care, rotating the maize and sunflower. Tillage is limited to disking, followed by a ripper roller and seed bed preparation before planting. And timely spraying ensures clean lands with plentiful crops.
Ke bona itlabele hantle no ke bona itlabele ke bona tswele pele hantle. Hobane ke a bona selemo le selemo ntse ke improve then ko plasing a holo.
To better manage the increasing harvest time logistics brought about by the growing yields, on-farm silos have been erected. Frans also plants 125 hectares of teff, which is well suited to the area and baled for private selling. Grateful to the excellent team who plays an important role in his success, he's provided all his workers with houses in the township. Himself, a dedicated family man and all-round community stalwart, he helped with the erection of a school in the area. Business-wise, Frans is as focused on laying a foundation for the future. He is currently building a dam with a view to irrigation, whilst also planning to lease additional land next year, knowing that he is supported by family in every which way. There, alongside this bright new star of South African farming.